I mean, again, when you look at the Commission work program, you're right. Basically, the Commission is saying that we need to act and we need to work more closely together when it comes to defense. But what exactly they're going to propose is not yet outlined specifically, and that is certainly going to be in the white paper. What I was trying to say is that the analysis that the Europeans are not spending taxpayers' money in a very efficient and probably also not in a very smart way when it comes to defense is not something new. I mean, look at the amount of money that we spend and the capacities that we get out of it, for example, compared to the US. We are completely misspending the money because we have a very fragmented defense sector in the European Union. We are developing tanks, models of tanks, that are not interoperational between the different member states. All of this has to change. What I was trying to say is, I think this understanding is not something that just came about even after the brutal invasion of Ukraine. It is something that we have known for many years. Now the question is, are member states then also ready to hand over a certain amount of sovereignty rights? Because if you look at what the nation state is made of and what sovereignty actually means, the defense sector, the question of armies, the question of security policy are very often at the core of this. So for me, the question is going to be, if now, for example, when it comes to procurement, when it comes to research and development in the defense sector, we are going to take a first step of actually working more closely together. Our very concrete proposal as a group has been already in the past years that a certain part of the national defense funding coming from the national budgets would go into a European pool of money, of a fund, and from this fund you would then do procurement together, so that you know that this money will be spent in a more efficient way, would be spent together, and of course this would be a conditionality that we would also like to see for it to be spent in Europe. And I think these would be very concrete proposals where, I mean, Brussels can keep on banging the drum. If the member states are not ready to do that, let's be honest, we are not going to change European defense policy simply with money from the European budget alone. We will need to have member states pooling money, working more closely together, and only then we can change the way how our defense funding is functioning right now. So this would be one very concrete proposal that I would like to see. Of course, we will have the white paper coming up, but again, Brussels, great if we are pushing for this, but at the end of the day, especially in the defense sector, we need to have the member states playing along, and there I would like to see a more stronger and also a more determined approach from, for example, Berlin or Paris, so that we see that there is actually meat on the bones of the structure that we want to build.
Oh, with 15 seconds to spare.
Sorry.
That's it. No, perfect. Thank you, everyone, and have a good day. Thanks, Terry, for coming.